Hey there, this is the latest episode of the Newport Current. Let's go, Brad. What do you got, man? Good morning.
Hey, Matthew. Good morning. How are you?
Here we are.
Yeah, just culminating a lot of thoughts, right? I mean, we've been on a long journey, and like in front of our eyes right now, it's really coming to fruition.
Yeah.
A lot of effort, a lot of time, but we'll kind of trace back on that or circle back on that rather.
Cool.
I guess the question, just to kind of kick us off, is, so much happens, right here in the nucleus of Newport Beach, in this beautiful part of the peninsula, on this, in this McFadden Square, aka Morovic block. So one thing that we have, that you and I have been a part of for quite a while now, is the Pier Club.
I love it. Yes, it was cold this morning.
It was cold, but here's my question for you. Like, if you're like to try and trap, right? So a lot of this kind of embodies what Newport is all about, like our brand and the community. Like, how do you even attempt to explain, 40 people-ish on a Wednesday morning at 7:45, it's cold, how do you attempt to explain Pier Club to someone?
Yeah, that's a great question and really funny. And we do talk to a lot of people, as you know, like just down here on the peninsula and around the restaurants and different local spots here. We run into a lot of people that are out of town and they see us get out of the water and they ask questions. So it's actually something we end up explaining, I would say 7, 8, 9, 10 times a week. And what's cool is, it's really not that difficult. And basically what it is in a real quick nutshell is a group of us, I don't know if I can call us all mentally unstable, but I don't know. I'm not sure exactly why we get out so early in the morning and go into the cold ocean. But a group of us gather, and no wetsuits allowed, only swimsuits. You got to embrace the cold, and we swim around the Newport Beach Pier. We start on the south side. If the swell's right, we swim around to the north side. We get out, we shower, we take a picture together, and we don't shower together. We take the picture together. And then everybody usually lands at Dory for a hot coffee and some breakfast or something in the morning and some camaraderie. So how I would explain it is doing something that isn't terribly physically challenging. I don't find it terribly physically challenging, but I do find it mentally challenging.
Sure.
Especially that early in the morning. If you're ever interested, 7:45, meet it right outside of Blackie's or Dory Deli. You can't miss the group of people not wearing any wetsuits going into the ocean at 7:45 on Wednesdays. But it's that first couple of steps in the water, and then you're looking for that first wave where you can just get your head in. And once you get your head in, then you're okay. The shock kind of goes away. You start swimming. And the beautiful thing about it is, I think it's the challenge of getting yourself out there in the first place, doing something that seems daunting and scary. And for a lot of people, the ocean is just a scary place. Doing something that scares you, going around the pier. And what's beautiful about it, I think, is the community. We've got some players out there that are going every single day. We usually go every day. And it's the community, it's the love, it's the camaraderie. We have all ages. We have kids that go. We have kids as little as 8. My son's 9. He goes. And we have, people that are retired and they just show up to do this every day because it challenges them to do something. So I think it's that spirit of community and sense of belonging and sense of something kind of bigger than yourself and that bigger group effort.
Yeah. So, I agree with you on all that. But what's interesting is that is, again, another, let's call it microcosm of what Newport is all about, right? Yeah. So, to your point, like I have the opportunity to go out there and swim with my daughter on occasion, right? So this multi-generational, and I would love to get the Pier Club, founders in here to talk with them. These guys have been going for, I want to say maybe, 10 years.
Yeah, over 10 years, I think.
10 years, every Wednesday. It doesn't matter, rain, sleet, snow, howling winds. Sometimes the waves are treacherous. Obviously, other days, or let's say more often, they're calm, glassy, but it's an example of like what this community is all about, and even more. And so it's tough to put a finger on what this community is. Now, granted, this more than likely happens other places, of course. In cold water, the water today was, low 60s, which is, but that kind of that kind of embodies, what this community is about. It's this area, in particular, this location where we're at with our flagship store. It embodies health. It embodies holistic health, like, mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, socially, of course. When you're out there in the water, when you're in the sun, when you have the air, just the elements within the water itself, with the magnesium, with that frigid cold water, everything is making you healthy. And I guess what I'm sharing is kind of using that as an example of literally every day, getting the chills right now, every day that I'm here or that we're here in this flagship store, in this location, it's dynamic interactions, dynamic relationships, whether they're spontaneous or whether they're, planned. Every day that we're in the store, that I'm in the store, it's dynamic. Whether it's something like a conversation, whether it's a group event, and we're just literally so blessed and so fortunate, by the grace of God, this journey for me personally, and I'm being a little bit long-winded here, but this journey for me personally means everything. It started in earnest like 10 months ago, almost to the day. And if I could have imagined being where I'm at today, 10 months ago, it would have been completely impossible. But step by step, literally day by day, relationship by relationship, two very, very important people in my life that have always, that have, had my back when everybody else says that you can't. Perseverance, in my corner, one of them being my mom, of course, and she's just, by the grace of God, again, has always, through thick and thin, always been there. And she is an integral part of our company. She's an integral part of the reason why we have this flagship. A real building block, and just to have someone like that in your corner. And so it's literally been a journey, a personal journey, and to get to this point where we're at right now, it's over the moon. There's just really no words to put it in, and I feel like we're just now kind of at a place where we can really start to capture what Newport really can be. So that's where we're at relative to, this time and space right now.
Shout out to the moms out there, right?
Yeah.
All of our parents that step up and help us and encourage us and keep us motivated and keep us going. And that's a whole nother track, what it is to be a mom or a dad or a parent. Gosh, how much we love our kiddos. Like you had mentioned, it's so fun getting out and being able to swim with your daughter sometimes. Same with my kiddos when that happens, and you can just spend those moments together in something that's so kind of outside the box, really. And it is a beautiful thing. And I love how you shared the story about that's really what NWPRT is all about. Is that community, that soul, that heart. And you're feeling like the place you're in right now is where you're supposed to be.
Absolutely.
And so much of that is because of the community aspect that is here in Newport.
Well, all right. So case in point, and I don't know if I shared this story with you. Jeremy Skyver, obviously, very good friend. He's Jeremy and his team with Skyver are very much influential relative to brand strategy for Newport, brand positioning. He's got this fantastic young man, his son. His name is Caden, right? All right, so Caden and I have been talking about potentially working in the store, maybe filling in some hours. As we know, like this time of year, things slow down a little bit. But I said, Caden, come into the store. Let's wrap out. Let's talk. Like maybe there's an opportunity that, who knows? Maybe there's, So he came in, and this was yesterday. Like arguably the most stimulating conversation that I've had in, a long time. He's
awesome.
16 years old.
He's a cool dude.
Yeah, he's out there in the water every once in a while as well. But Caden came in and he shared with me what his passion is, right? His passion is tech.
Sweet.
It's computers. It's gaming, okay? Just to put that into perspective, gaming, just some quick side note here. So the NFL has annual revenue of about $20 billion.
Yeah.
A little bit over $20 billion.
Yeah.
Gaming has over $200 billion. It's 10x.
It's kind of a big deal.
So Caden is really experienced. He sets up events. When I say events, I mean competitions on the gaming side.
That's neat.
So he came in here and he's like, "Do you guys have a Discord?" Well, I'm like, what is Discord?
Yeah.
So for the next 30 minutes, I'm just like, I know that I'm captivated and engaged when I'm kind of rhythmically moving my head.
Yeah.
And I sat there for about literally 30 minutes just listening to Caden share with me what Discord is all about. So here's this entire world.
Yeah.
This entire world in the tech space that directly influences not only potentially our brand, but with his experience. No wonder these kids are probably like, "Mom, Dad, you don't get it.
Yeah.
You don't get it. Like, you really, truly don't get what I'm doing." And that's the other reason why, maybe school, conventional school, sitting in a chair, listening to a teacher talk to you for 8 hours a day. Like, you meet someone like Caden. And so, again, I'm pinpointing specific examples of what Newport is all about. Long story short, Caden is going to spearhead a tournament. He's commentating. He's going to stream it.
Sweet.
He uses, obviously, Twitch, and he also has turned us on to something called Patreon, where you do limited drops. And this is a global thing, right? So our brand, Newport, is not relegated or restricted to Newport Beach.
Right.
Newport is expanding outward, right? Newport is much greater. We are a beacon, right? Our brand, our city, which is 100,000 people, more or less, but we have 8 to 9 million people that walk that boardwalk every year. We are a beacon, and that would be. So when he left, I was completely for a good deal after that, just taking it all in. And so now someone like Caden, right, coming in as thinking, maybe he'll do part-time. He shared with me what his passion is. And because we have what we have, we're able to, because we aren't an apparel, we have apparel.
Sure.
We're a cultural hub.
Yep.
And so Caden was able to come in here, share with me his passion, and we were able to, and whether it's Caden or any of the dozens and dozens of dynamic conversations that we have, when you come in here, case in point, you, right? Matthew, podcasting.
Yeah.
Think about that opportunity. So I'll take a breath right there. But yeah, podcasting. Think about that vertical in all the various verticals that Newport has the opportunity to expand on. Like, how are we even here right now? This is nuts.
I know. It is wild. And it's those organic connections, and it's seeing the people that show up every day in the community and support and help others. And those are the ones you want to lean into and include in your journey. And it's a lot like show me your friends, right? And I'll show you your future. That old adage, I don't know who came up with that.
Sure.
Shout out to whoever that was. But look at Caden now, right? Like, look at the people he's hanging out with, and the fabric of the people that he's now having access to. The direction of his life could take a complete left turn and just be going somewhere in a beautifully amazing direction that wouldn't have even been possible had you not sat down. But it's because he shows up. He does. Yeah. He shows up every day. He shows up in the community. He engages. He talks. He shares and participates in the conversations around the huddles that we have out here by the pier. And,
absolutely.
just genuine guy.